too. Pretty boring for you, buddy. I'm actually gonna contact the Lapeer Fire Marshal about last night because they should not have had all those people crammed in that room. And I know Lapeer provides their fire stuff and might do inspections there, so I'm gonna inquire if they have any say about going in their room. It's completely wrong of them to do that.
That was so funny watching them pile in behind.
Yeah, and I shook their hand so you could see, and there were people all the way out in the hallway. And when I walked out, there were more people than I thought there. It was amazing.
He said it's not bad.
It was painful entertainment, but it was entertainment.
He said it probably
It's a great description.
And all my friends sitting there were like,
get a load of firefights like this, so you falls underneath it, something
Every meeting. I'd like to call the Dryden Township meeting to order. If everybody would stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Gloria, you're supposed to take a roll call. Just use our last names.
Here.
Papano here.
English here.
He's in here.
And April's missing. April's at a clerk's conference this week. Next we have public time, and if you don't mind standing and giving your name and address if you'd like to speak. Gloria's taking the minutes for us tonight. She doesn't usually do that.
Philip Bertrand, 4759 Lashu Road, Dryden, Michigan.
You have 3 minutes, go ahead.
Well, I can start off.
That's right.
I'm here on behalf of myself, my family. There's a huge safety concern with Lashu Road being an uncommissioned public road. There's no rules set to the road. There's no help. There's a lot of incurred costs, and the mud is, making it impassable for my family. And I know before it was a county road, and they used to grade it and do all the stuff. I don't know what to do. I'm here to reach out for help, and hopefully that this can all be resolved somehow, some way, to maybe bringing gravel into us, or I just don't know. We spent just a lot of money in taxes coming out of Lashu Road itself, and it feels like the road's just not safe, and trying to make it safe myself is very hard.
Where is this road at? Which road is it?
It's between Huff and Havens are your kitty corner,
Okay,
and then it's just south of that on the left.
okay. South of Huff,
Yeah. The road commission was supposed to be out there today to review it, to try and get some answers. I know that we can't use federal money because of Act 31, I was told, but there's things that the township can do, or we can just make it a public road again, and there's no issues, and Dryden does their thing, and they get their tax money, and they get it anyway. I'm here to look for help.
Is this your only road access?
Yes.
And this road access goes out to both Huff and Haven, or just one or the other?
It goes out to Havens.
It's a decommissioned county road.
And they hold all the rights to it, all that. I'm not even supposed to really work on it without permission, but it's, there's no choice. So like Tina said, it's a decommissioned county road, and it was commissioned before, and the reasons why it was dropped, I don't know.
Do you know when it was decommissioned?
That I would not. I would have to get some more information and come back.
How long have you been on the road?
About 8 years, 9 years. And this is the worst it's ever been. And it's been a bear every, a couple grand each year to get out of a problem to keep it safe for my family.
been decommissioned at least over 50 years. Long time.
Right, but yeah,
The dead end road. Okay, and you said they came out? The county did come out?
yes, there was a call in, from the township, for the county to come. They were supposed to come out today and review the property, or the, Lasher Road itself, and to see. I was told they're just gonna look at it. I don't know what they were gonna end result with as far as, conclusions to come to me with.
How many people live on the road?
There's 5 residents, two are permanent. I'm all the way in the back, but it's, at the end of the road, so yes, I am most affected, but, it's still a safety concern for anybody that's on the road, to be honest. You know, cause we're getting, everyone comes up every summer, they're coming up to hunt, they're coming in to maintain their own property.
You could show them pictures.
Yeah, and I got pictures I can show you, of how bad it really is. I tried to print them, but, it was kind of weird looking, so, but I do have stuff on my phone that I could show you.
You don't know for sure if they came out today or?
No, I do not, yeah,
I contacted them and they have not contacted me back, so, yeah.
Try to make contact again with them and find out what's going on.
What does it take to decommission a road? And last I heard through the road commission that they have so many roads that it's very challenging to maintain, that last I heard they were not going to do anything with new roads or anything.
There's 2 houses on this road right now, and they said when it reaches the 5th person that wants to build a house, then they'll make them do improvements at that time. It's a strange situation,
but
so
they're saying,
I recommended them going to the road commission also, because,
We did that.
yeah,
what did they tell you?
They said that it's in your hands. And then when I asked you, you said it's in your hands. So it kind of went back and forth, but I'll let him speak. I wouldn't like to
I'm
speak.
sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
No,
Yeah,
it's-
just, you know,
I'd like to
it's
speak on
all-
that
no, it's-
too,
no,
so.
it's-
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a huge mess all the way through the county, how it was uncommissioned, how,
How long is the road?
half a mile.
Half mile?
It comes into the backside of the Addison rec area, the swampy area.
Yeah, it kinda dead ends into the watershed,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful, don't get me wrong, I'm so appreciative just to have a chance to live back there, because it is probably the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
I don't know where it's at now, yeah.
And
It's been a while since I've
it's
been down
just
there.
tough.
Is it before Haven's, or Haven Road down there? Or is that what
It's
called?
north.
Yeah, Haven's turned into Haven,
Kind of
Yeah, Oakland County.
it's right before that, so I,
I know we're talking.
yeah,
It's hard to even call it a road. It's more like a 2-track.
yeah.
So are you saying there's 5 property owners and 2 houses, is that what?
Yeah, there's 5 property owners, possibly 6, I think it's 5 though, and, there's 3 addresses, one planning to build, shortly, I was told, and whatever anyone else has got cooked up, probably want to do the same, I mean, to enjoy being back there, but, like Tina said, when somebody else is gonna purchase or build a house there, then it's gonna be even crazier, you know, and that whole transition in between is gonna be, I don't even know.
How'd you get building supplies back there?
Right?
Very challenging.
Yeah, I mean, it's short trucks, I didn't build the house, but I know it was, they were doing short loads. You're not getting trusses back there or anything like that, you know, because of the curves and the hills, but, it's a lot. You know,
Piece of property,
and I'm almost to the point where it's like, you know, I like wanna run, because it's so much on my family right now, you know, like I said, I'm just looking for help and trying to get some concrete resolutions here.
Have you sat down with anybody from the road commission, like sat down with them?
Yeah, I mean, we've had numerous ongoing talks and, you know, things just keep going like this, over the top of and swept under the rug type stuff, and I just can't take it anymore. It's like, it's tough. It's tough.
The person who built his house wanted the road that way too, so you never heard him complain about it, cause he liked, you know what I mean? It's just a different,
Oh, 100%.
yes, he
But
did,
then Joe,
yes. he
they,
did.
Rosa and Joe owned 90+ acres, so they owned all the way out, so there was nobody ever gonna be influenced by any ongoing problems except for what they made.
He
Now
had
it's,
he had his own equipment that he
Yeah.
maintained it with.
yeah, yes, yeah. So now we're running into, there's 5 residents, 5 different families coming in and out. A lot of different concerns there as well.
And some of them are just coming for hunting.
Hunting, yeah, recreational use.
One guy stays all summer in his camper on and off, and the other one, they got a cabin at the end of the road, so they kinda stay in that, for time, days at a time. And they're out all the time, 'cause I can see their tire tracks going past my house even.
I don't know how that, I personally, I don't know how that works, and like I said, I know the last time that we were at a meeting and the road commissioner was speaking, it was like the last thing on their list was to, work on any new roads or anything like that, because they're so bombarded right now with repairing.
Right, I understand
That's
too
the
that,
last conversation that I know that I've heard from them, so I don't know what the next step is, I don't know.
And there's no road association.
no, nothing. And that's a whole other thing that, and then my neighbors start talking about taxes and stuff, then look how much we pay and we're not getting nothing, you know what I mean, like, and then it turns into that type of conversation. Where, as if me, I'm all about making it safe. You know, I'm happy with the road looking just like it is, but when it's sinking and rutting, what if there was an emergency at my house and time mattered, you know what I mean? So that's how I try and evaluate the situation where it's starting to get tough.
It'd be tough to get emergency equipment.
Yes.
Back in there.
Yes. I could talk about it for a while, I just would like to know how we can get some answers on, whether we're gonna keep this thing public, or if it goes private, and then there's a set of rules attached to it, or, I don't know what to do, and I don't wanna spend a bunch of money trying with the attorney and all that stuff, you know, I don't know what to do.
When's the last time you guys went to the road commission?
Just when we talked to you was the last time for them to come out.
It was a few months for me.
Yeah.
Did
Oh
you
yeah,
go-
they were supposed to come out and do an inspection.
Did you go
Yeah.
to a meeting, or did you?
No, I talked to the head, I can't remember her name, but she was very quick to put it back onto Dryden. And I expressed like, well, they're telling me to come here and.
So you haven't talked to him since the winter
No,
thaw
no,
issue?
no,
Okay.
I have not, yeah, correct. And,
Okay.
I'm, you know, just to kind of go along with what he said, it's more of like, I own property on Washer Road as well, obviously, and, when we bought it, it was just like Phil said, it's nobody's, you know, coming in here from the city and not knowing what we're getting. I live on a dirt road for 20 years, so it's, nobody's being unreasonable. But obviously trees grow and roads deteriorate, and, it doesn't get better. So every year it gets progressively worse, that it needs drainage, and I don't think anybody on the road is asking for a I-75 to go through there. It's just, you know, like he said, I mean, I have 20 acres, if God forbid a fire happened or something, there's not everything down there is gonna be gone, because there's no way a fire truck can even make the turns. So it's, yeah, so, yeah, I think it just needs to, yeah, and Tina and I have spoken, she said about the 5 residents, and if that's the rule, I haven't been able to find that rule. So
But that's
maybe-
from the road commission.
That's from the road
not-
commission, okay, and I actually asked them for that rule, and they never could provide me with that language. And I'm not saying it's not true, but they didn't provide me with that. Yeah, just like Phil said, is just working towards something like, you know, what has to be done to get it recommissioned. I mean, I know there's a price tag to it, but, you know, we also, you know, pay tax just like everybody else here, so we feel like we should be looked at, so.
Okay.
All right.
Can you state your name for the
Oh, sorry,
record?
Frank Kashoni, obviously I have property on, but I live in 2929 Miller Road in Metamora.
Did you sign in too?
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
All right. Well, I'll continue to get a hold of them,
Okay.
see where that's at. Anybody else for public time?
Can I ask something?
Can you state?
John Alterman, 4075 Lake George.
Mhm.
Everything you just said, we went through for over 15 years on Rock Valley.
Hmm.
When we finally sold that, the following year, or whatever, you guys did something. Who paid for that on that hill? Was it you or the road county?
I recall you guys said you each paid half.
We paid both
You know,
paid
we
for
would do
part of
nothing
it.
for us for 15 years. Couldn't get fire trucks down there, could not get school buses down there, we had to drive our kids out to Hosmer. And we went round and round, and I mean, everything he's saying is what we did, and now he's getting shot down. I mean, it's like, if the county paid, I want him to use Rock Valley Road west of Hosmer as a reference, because they spent thousands, because whoever bought my place had a friend that had some power to get something done.
Well, I hear what you're saying.
You know the situation with the hill.
I know it, I've also said he also needs to go to the road commission, cause we don't have the power.
Well, that's what
to-
I'm saying, is the road commission the one that
Yes, they
ultimately paid for Rock Valley? Because like,
paid for part
the
of
road
it, but,
wasn't declassified on that last 1,000 foot, but yet they wouldn't maintain it either. Well, like, you're on your own, but, and then all of a sudden, like I said, everything got fixed
yeah,
a year after we left. So, like I said, if the county paid for it, there's a good reference for him to go after and say, why could you do it here a mile away from me and not now where we need it?
So who decommissions and commissions a road? Is it the Pier Road
it's the
Commission?
road commission.
Okay, so that was also, they said that it's in she also said that you guys hold that power. She put it right back on you
Just
guys.
on road roads.
Yeah.
Right, I questioned the same thing, but I was just going by what she was telling me, so it seemed odd at the time, so.
When is the next road commission meeting?
I don't know what their schedule is.
I was told too that the township should be able to help too, if the federal money can't pay for it, the township can make arrangements to help.
Yeah, we can, but we have to work with the road commission, and
Right,
if they're not gonna work with us, that's a whole issue. You know,
right.
that's,
And then
yeah,
if they don't work with us, where do we take it from there?
well, I don't know, we have to figure that out at this
Okay.
point. I mean, your road up to this point hasn't been that much of an issue. It's the fact that you can't get through right now is an issue. It's a
Well, no,
safety issue.
It's always been an
Yeah, it's always
issue.
been an issue.
Well,
We just been trying to muscle through it ourselves, cause we didn't know any better, and we're trying to get our family from A to B.
It just progressively gets worse, like I said.
Yes, it
That's,
is.
you know, I mean, if you didn't maintain the dirt roads, it would get to a point where they'd be impassable at some point, and that's just what's happening. The trees are growing fast, they're getting grown in, and obviously you know about one of the residents that comes out and threatens anybody that touches a tree, so that doesn't help the situation. You know, you can't even maintain it without getting the cops called, you know, so.
yeah. Well, I have
That's a
your,
whole other issue, yeah.
yeah, I have your number, Phil, and,
Yeah.
I think I have yours too, Frank, but,
Yeah.
I will keep in touch with them and see what they come up with.
Yes.
Okay,
I think it's important too, to attend the next road commission meeting.
for sure.
Yeah,
I
this,
mean-
this is all learning for us right now, because
Yeah.
I just can't take it anymore, so now I'm really starting to get into this a little bit to try and see if there is help, you know, and, yes.
It's only been conversations up to this point over the past few years with you, Tina, kinda like anything else, it's like, okay, we'll do this and we'll do that, and then we get busy, and then this sparks it, right? Like, when you have literally cars parked on the road and having to walk to your house,
Yes.
that's what sparks like, I probably should push the issue a
That's
little
what's
bit.
happening right
That's what's
now.
happening to them, so.
Quarter mile down the road, they gotta park and pull to the side.
The unfortunate thing is that some people that, I mean, it's been there for so long that they really enjoy just the privacy of it.
Oh, yeah, I'm not looking to
You know,
put a,
And so other people weren't going to drive up, back through there or whatever.
Sure.
So now that you have more of a residence on there,
Right.
it's
yeah,
gonna be really important that you attend that road commission meeting. And, I mean, that's gotta be a huge stepping stone.
The problem is the road commission can't just improve a two-track.
Sure,
They
no,
have to
we're
build-
well
They
aware.
have to build roads to their specifications, which
Yep.
is not inexpensive.
even if somebody came up with an agreement, like, hey, just come down and lay
Well,
down
they
some.
have guidelines, it has to have a ditch, it has to have
They're not gonna have a
drainage.
substandard road that doesn't have the ditches and the right
Right.
width, because then they have liability problems
Right.
if they do that.
Right,
Well,
Well,
then
the
I,
biggest-
yeah. I would say, we gotta build the ditch.
my biggest thing though, I mean, like, 'cause then to me it sounds like we hit a wall again, but the safety of my family is number one. You know, so I gotta figure out something.
Wouldn't necessarily say it's a wall that you just hit. You just have to go to a road commission meeting and sit down and talk with them face
Right.
to face.
Right,
You know, I mean, you have to do that.
right. No, yes, I agree.
Okay, I'll be in touch with you.
No, thank you. Hopefully that gets at least get some answers to start moving on from there and then see where we gotta go.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Tina.
Appreciate it.
Anybody else for public time? We'll move on to consideration for approval of the agenda. We are going to mark item E off the agenda. The library board is its own entity, so they approve their own wages.
I'll make a motion to accept the revised agenda.
I'll second.
Is there any other discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Next, we have our minutes from February 11th.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of February 11th as presented.
I'll second that.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, we have payment of the bills.
I looked them over today and everything looked good and I will make a motion to pay the bill.
I'll second.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, we have correspondence, and everybody should have a packet from the Lapeer County EMS with the year-end review. And the one thing I'd like to note is that they are doing classes at Ed Tech, and then they have another classes that they're doing in-house for people. So, they're getting more people interested in the field, so that's good, because there's a shortage, and if you didn't know.
It is interesting because they had an area for only 5 students, and then they end up coming up with
Yeah.
13 students, which is awesome. And that is through the, you know, like Tina said, the high school training program, which is super, super cool that they're doing that at the tech center. But then also, like you were saying, and Mr. Russ Adams was saying too, that they have, with the EMT program, they have 13 students that are participating in that, so that's pretty cool. That's a lot of students that are getting involved, and that they're reaching out to get involved.
I think the number's higher than that, though.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you have 26, at least 26
Yeah.
children that are doing that, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Okay, next is the treasurer's financial report.
I just want to say, the tax season, I mean, we have an amazing group of residents that are wonderful. gonna be excited about that. But, we have 98% of all the summer taxes have been paid and 95% of all the winter taxes have been paid. So that's actually the best since I've been keeping records for the last 4 or 5 years.
Do we have a motion to accept the financial report?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. I didn't have the zoning, okay, there's probably,
in my package.
okay, all right, so we'll just skip that. Committee reports, the new and old business, we have I'm sorry, just pass right over it, the police report.
For the month of February, we had 319 calls for service. Had some tough weather conditions through the month of February, so, but we did have 63 traffic stops, 10 citations were issued for various traffic violations. Only 11 traffic crashes, which for the month of February is very good, very good. And part of the issue with that is road conditions were such that, we had a lot of vehicles off the road, motorist assist, things like that, but luckily not a lot of crashes and certainly no injury accidents, so that's the goal. Just to keep everybody safe. So, we also responded to about 20 medicals, and we had 4 other fire-related assists to the fire department for the month. Our property inspection list is about 25 homes as of the report. It fluctuates from time to time. We'll check a day, a weekend, a month, a year, whatever it is. We did about 141 vacation or property inspections last month for area resident homes. We're still searching for applicants. We've got a full-time opening and we've got part-time openings. It's a difficult sledding in this profession of finding good qualified people, and we're plugging away at that, trying to find good candidates. So, been busy doing that. For the last couple of months, we've been having informational meetings and correspondence with a company called Flock Safety. They have municipal safety cameras, license plate recognition cameras, and these cameras are for public streets, roadways, and intersections. They're pretty popular in Oakland, Monroe counties. I think eventually in the near future, you're going to see them in a lot of municipalities around the state of Michigan, which they're already kind of here, but you're going to see them in more areas like ours as well. With that being said, it's a huge technology for law enforcement. I think that's the way we're trending. But we've been in talks with them. I've been in talks with township officials on that, obviously, village officials on that. Our goal is I would like to see us have that technology available to us. I'm not asking for anybody to approve anything like that at this time. I'm just looking for some correspondence and kind of willingness to move forward to at least look at that option. With anything else, without getting into a whole lot of nuts and bolts of it, is the idea is it would be nice to have some technology like that in the village. I've met with them at their last council meeting. They seem optimistically attentive to the idea. I think it's a great safety net, security for businesses, for the people that live there. It's an extra set of eyes for our department. Having limited resources as far as patrolling, like most agencies do in Lapeer County, it gives you the opportunity and the ability to monitor different things even when an officer can't physically be there. And it's public roadways, public streets, sidewalks, things like that, but outstanding tool for law enforcement, for security. There's a lot of them out there, a lot of them in Michigan. We recently, we were, it was kind of related to another call that we were on, but we were looking for a vehicle that was missing, just for an example. We would have spent oodles of time, for lack of better words, looking for this vehicle, but this set of cameras, they have a network that we can search different things in it, so we're looking for a particular vehicle regarding a complaint that we were working on, and an agency in Genesee County that has these cameras was able to search this vehicle that we were looking for, and for lack of better terms, they were able to find that in about 2 minutes for us. So, it's a great piece of technology, and I'm not asking for anyone to sign up and get 50 of them in Dryden Township. I'm just asking for everybody to collectively look at the possibility. So, you know, we've had some Zoom meetings, some different stuff put out there, and I'd be happy to pass more stuff along, but I just wanted to touch on that. It's tough to get everybody together, everybody on a schedule or a time slate to be able to look at those things, but it would be nice if it was some type of collaborative effort. If we could get municipalities on board to do such a thing, maybe between the village and the township. So, I know, Metamora Township is also looking at similar technology. We've met with individuals from this company at the Lapeer County Chiefs Association as well, and I think every police department in the county would love to have them. It's just a matter financially and things like that, if everybody can get on board, but they're an unquestionable tool as far as, you know, security, so for law enforcement and even road commissions and different things like that, to be able to see real-time live road surfaces and things like that, so. Just wanted to touch on that. The only other thing that I have, is kind of, you know, we've been working obviously on pretty diligently on, some in-car and body worn, camera equipment and things like that, so, but that's on the agenda, so I can discuss it more then.
Thank you.
You know, I mean, sitting in on the Zoom meeting, that was pretty interesting, and it's also awesome that the village is part of that too. So, it is a ongoing cost on top of it, so budgetary.
I intend to meet next week with the village EDA and speak with them about it too, and see if we can maybe just cultivate some financial options.
I thought I was watching Cop Show.
Okay. Next, we have the fire report. Our Assistant Chief Darrell.
For the month of February, we had 29 calls, or 39 calls. 35 of them were medical calls, 4 of them were fire calls. They range anywhere between 32 ambulance calls, a CO investigation, juvenile complaint, a mental health issue, officer fire call, and constructor fire. Training for February, on the 3rd, we did obtain good vitals, we had 70% attendance. On February 20th, we did ropes and knots, Addison Township's fire chief and captain came up and assisted us with that. We had 85% attendance with 3 excused. And then for the month of February, we did a total of 95.25 training hours, the whole department.
It's pretty good.
February events, the garage door over 1222 at Station 1, the spring was replaced on it. The radios had their final round of updates completed by Lapeer Central Dispatch, not Lapeer County EMS. medical waiver documentation was completed and mailed out. That gave us the ability to do glucose testing. We can test blood sugars and everything on scene. We had to have the waiver to become a laboratory in order to do that.
So you haven't been able to do that before?
No, we have, but it was under somebody else's name.
Okay.
So now that he's not with the department,
Oh, okay,
we had to change it around.
okay.
Pancake breakfast in February and March was a huge success. It was a little slower in March due to the Metamora Lions Club having pancake breakfast and Dryden Township Fire Department having pancake breakfast on the same day, but still good. March 3rd, we also did we did a walkthrough for our medical training. We did a walkthrough with Alpha 8, which is Lapeer County EMS ambulance here in Dryden, so that we could learn their ambulance more, where they keep their equipment, and so that we can better help them on scene. March 13th, we have fire training. We're doing gear inspection and going over the fire apparatus and equipment in them. March 18th, we're doing our fit testing. And that's for our air packs and our masks. Every year we have to go through with a pressure test to make sure that we pass. If you don't pass, then you can't go inside with fire.
And time goes by fast, that seems like that was just done yesterday.
It does. March 20th is hose deployment training. April 7th, we're doing the CPR recertification. April 9th, we're doing pancakes and breakfast and pictures with the Easter Bunny from 8 to 1. April 10th, we're doing ventilation training.
Thank you, Daryl.
How did it go with the senior,
Senior safety, I think we had four or five people show up for it. Jim said it was a huge success. You know, and we'd like to get more people out there.
Just getting the word out and whatever else.
We're just gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
We have, it'll be on next month's stuff, but we have fire prevention for the school next month that we're already working on, so big plans.
If he has those dates for the seniors or whatever, I mean, put that in his newsletter,
Yeah.
newsletter too, to get that out in July.
Put it on the website, I'm sure Jim puts it on your Facebook page and all that. More advertising, the better, right?
I think the newsletter would be good, because a lot of seniors are the ones that read the newsletter.
Yeah.
Right. We'll get you some dates.
Yeah,
So,
thank you. Next on the agenda is the Earned Sick Time Act. And I think this was forwarded to everybody, and then I gave you a hard copy here. Basically, it's a new law that all employers, and we're considered a large employer because we have more than 10, have to participate in this. And so that the only thing that's, I think we would want to do is have it effective February 21st instead of January 1st. Did you want to give a summary of it, Tim?
Who's responsible to kind of keep track of all that?
The clerk. Mhm.
That's what I figured. That's just because it's, like you can take it.
She does
in 1 hour-
payroll.
1 hour increments too.
Yeah,
Yeah, the short version is that it allows employees to earn paid leave sick time based on how many hours they have worked. It is not well tailored to municipal employees. You can't blame the legislature because they aren't the ones that actually passed it. This was passed through a procedure called initiative, which is where citizens present petitions and then the legislature can either accept it or reject it. And so at a certain point it goes into effect. So it was the legislature that kind of stood back. They tweaked it a little bit, but it's a very complicated. It doesn't fit well for certain of our employees. For example, how do you get paid leave time off for election workers? You know, some of the details of this thing do not fit well with municipal employees. So I'm sure we're gonna learn along the way, but there's so many hours you accumulate for the number of hours that you actually work. And it is possible to just have them use vacation time to satisfy these requirements. So that these are kind of judgment and policy calls on behalf of the township. So
Yeah, that's a question I had about, like, your vacation time, does that count as work time, you know?
you
You
can
understand, to accrue the hour for 30 hours worth is vacation time,
No,
count towards that?
no.
Okay, because it didn't say in there, you know, I would like to think that it doesn't, but.
It's just very complicated with at-will fire department, you just.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you start thinking
all of
about
it's
fire
just-
departments, police departments, if they're full-time, that's one thing, but part-time people, essentially they're election workers that work in very short blocks of time, every other year, or this will not be easy to implement, so.
So be patient with April. Be very patient with April.
So, that is my, suggestion, is just to change that to February 21st as our start date, because that's when it became effective that we had to do it.
I'll make a motion that it goes to February 21st. To the start
And
date.
then you're accepting the policy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We're gonna do, we got it.
I'll second it.
Our hands are.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed?
And it was really Mark, attorney Mark Lickauer from my office that's taken the lead on this thing. This thing was changed at the last minute. It's not easy to apply to municipalities, and he's done a good job analyzing it and working with the township to try to make it fit. So.
They think some changes will be made in the future, but we don't know.
It's just crazy in general.
It is.
You think about like what do I wanna say, like, you know, like building a car, you know, I mean, some people can call up at, I mean, anytime, whatever, for whatever, and just, you know, somebody's gotta fill that spot, and who's there to fill that spot? So you have to shut down that line because you don't have enough people. It's crazy. I don't know, nuts. But,
The next item is the police department's approval of the new in-car camera and body camera.
So for the last couple of months, we've been demoing, researching, looking at different options. We first purchased the current in-car video system and body worn things that we have in 2015. So they're technology, so they're aging out. Obviously, we've been maintaining them and making little tweaks and things like that along the way, but we've reached a point where you can only do so much, things become outdated, and actually the company that we're with is not supporting what we have moving forward. And I think their existence is in limbo a little bit. So we're looking to move in another expensive one will be Axon. That's the one that you see on all the TV shows, and they have a very good product. But their price point for in-car video systems, and those are bundled with a body cam for each car, each system. The price for that over a 60-month kind of purchase option for the equipment, and then that includes the software, the cloud, the redaction software for the storage for the cloud. It's actually cloud-based storage. That total on that $78,766 and some change. That's the most expensive one. The cheapest version, which is called GTAC, another good quality company. Their bid price is a little bit skewed. It says $34,307. That's for the purchase of the equipment in the first year of cloud storage and software usage agreement. So every year thereafter, we would owe $3,720 for the cloud storage and things like that. So if you added 4 years of that, we're right around like $49,000 for that in total. The company that I would like to go with, that I trust the most, and given, I don't wanna be in a situation in 5 years, once this merchandise and equipment is fully paid for and all these other things, that we're sitting here dealing with a company that's going out of business or not supporting their equipment. It's one that we've relied on for our communications in this county, our radio systems in this county, for the 20 some odd years I've been here, and that's Motorola. Motorola is a time-tested company. They make very, very good electronic equipment. Their price point to kind of break that down is $58,000. So we have $49,000, the cheapest, $78,000, the most expensive. Motorola's at $58,000. That is, the breakdown on that is we would owe $14,000 in our first year, and then it's about $11,000 and some change thereafter. And that too is a cloud-based storage. That alleviates us the responsibility of having to maintain servers and backups and things like that, because there's a lot, Tim could attest, there's a lot of case law and different things on how long we have to maintain the storage of this, because it's evidence. It's becomes burdensome after time of the amount of data that accumulates to over time. So with that said, most police departments this day and age, they for their storage options, they're utilizing a cloud-based storage. So, you know, we have Motorola to hold a backbone on that for us. These we would be purchasing their newest equipment. So if you have the kind of a little flyer sheet there, that would be the M500 in-car video, and then the D700 body cam, which is on the back there. We've demoed those. I've talked to umpteen different departments, chiefs, users for this equipment. Dryden Township has Motorola for their equipment. The city of Lapeer utilizes them, Lapeer Township utilizes them, and so does the sheriff's department here in Lapeer. So we're familiar with them. We've had good reviews on them. I've had our officers kind of look the equipment over. They're the ones that we can use. So I want them comfortable. And you know, I think they all agree it's kind of our best bang for our buck option. So.
Did you say something too, that after 3 years, if new equipment or whatever comes out,
Right.
they replace that?
So part of the agreement is, at year 3, if they have developed something new, our equipment will be changed out with their newest technology, and that's included in this cost.
At no extra cost. And does this also redact information once it's put in the storage cloud? too?
So one of the biggest tools should be very easy, but it takes a ton of time, and sometimes it's like a video, whatever. This, the new technology, the redaction software is built into this, and it's quite frankly a game changer with the abilities of it. And that's also a protection to the department, the township, because we don't want to put something out there that legally we shouldn't do. And that gives us the ability to keep different things out of these videos, but depending on where they're going, so.
Well, I think Chief has done a lot of research on this and would like us to approve the Motorola. I don't see a problem with that myself.
We budgeted accordingly for it. I mean, that was, we started out and had our budget meetings and things like that. This is probably one of the bigger ticket items that we planned for equipment wise. And to put it mildly, we've milked the old technology as long as we can. It's not worth the risk trying to move forward with that, in my opinion. So I think this gives us a good viable option where we're nailed down into a good system with a good company that's going to back us and keep us in the right moving forward.
If there's any other conversation, I'll make a motion to approve the car camera, body worn camera from Motorola for $58,600.
Did you support that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
The next discussion was this thumb alarm bill, and I've looked in the past, and the fire department has been the one that's paid these bills, so. I don't think it needs a motion, probably. Okay, next on the list is the rehire of Justin Potter and Keith Theobald. I have no problem with this at this time. I think we talked about it, and just for anytime you rehire someone, I think you have to unfortunately start from zero, or, get the physical again and the background check probably, so sorry about that.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with that either. One with the, physical background check. I'll make a motion to accept Justin Potter and Keith Theobald, rehire them on the background check and the physical.
Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. All right, we'll open it again for public time. Okay, we'll adjourn the meeting. Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
It's the cover I have on it. It's